electronics, cell phones, laptops, and tablets. None of the thefts were surprising, because Greenbury was a town that swelled with students in September and then cleared them out by June. The 5 colleges of upstate New York was a consortium of liberal arts schools, each with its own identity. One specialized in math and science, another in business and econ. A third was a girls' school, and the fourth focused on fine arts, theater, and languages. The 5th college, Duxbury, was ranked as an elite academy founded in 1859, a few years before the Civil War. The sprawling campuses made up of brick and stone buildings sat on hundreds of acres of dense, bucolic landscape, parks, natural springs, and open forest. It was a world unto itself with its own police force. That made Decker's job as a cop and detective even more limited. There were very few issues of town and gown, because Greenbury's population consisted of retirees and working-class families that owned most of the independent stores and restaurants, and the schools fueled the economy. The students, by and large, were from swanky homes and were pretty well behaved, even if they often partied at all hours of the night. The old town of Greenbury was a typical college burg with streets named Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. There were blocks of franchise stores, Outsider Sportswear, Yogurtville, Rent-A-Day Car Service, Quick Burger. It had a triplex movie theater, a half-dozen cheap dress boutiques, several nail salons, bike rentals, a health food store, and lots of bars, grills, and restaurants. Every popular cuisine was represented, including a kosher eat-in or take-out storefront cafe that Rena frequented almost daily. Decker thought about his wife. If anyone would have adjustment problems, he thought it would be Rena. Instead, she had adapted far quicker than he had. Immediately, she threw herself into the local Hillel that serviced all 5 colleges. She offered to host Friday night dinners in her house for any student who was interested. When too many students became interested, the dinners were moved to a catering hall at the Hillel. The meals were prepared by the local students, but Rena was there almost every Thursday and Friday pitching in with the cooking and baking. When that still didn't fill up her time, she volunteered her services as a Chumash teacher if Hillel would provide a room. She posted a sign-up sheet. She expected 5 kids if she was lucky. She got 7. Word got around, and a month later she had 18 kids. They asked her if she was willing to teach a class in elementary Hebrew. She agreed. Most of the times, her evenings were busier than his. Decker hated to admit it, but he was bored. It was bad enough that his days were stultifying, but then the captain, Mike Radar, asked him to pair up with the kid and take him into the field, and the days became even longer and even more stultifying. Tyler McAdams, aged 26 and Harvard-educated, was 5'10", 150, with hazel eyes and dark brown hair that was expertly cut. His aquiline features included a Roman nose. He wasn't slight, but he wasn't muscular either. He looked like what he was, an Ivy League kid from a wealthy family. His clothes were expensive, his overcoat was cashmere, and he rotated gold watches on his wrist with the days of the week. Within a very short period of time, McAdams had managed to alienate everyone in the department with his endless carping that he was smarter, better looking, and better educated than anyone around. There was truth in his complaints. He was smart and good-looking, but his constant whining diminished any of his discernible assets. McAdams claimed that he had originally taken up the job because he was curious about police work, even though he had been accepted to Harvard Law. He decided to defer the acceptance for a year, figuring the job would give him a leg up from any of the other wonks and dorks. Or so was his story. Decker didn't press him. He wasn't interested. McAdams's hiring had been nepotism. His father was a major contributor to Duxbury College. The dean had called in a favor from the mayor, Logan Bretley, who, in turn,